Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining me for another video. It is your host, Crypto Glenn here. I don't need to tell you what we're talking about today. You see it on the screen. XRP currently is falling off a cliff due to the news that the SEC is planning and may have already filed a lawsuit against Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse, and Chris Larsen. The SEC claims Garlinghouse and Larsen raised capital to finance the company's business. The complaint alleges that Ripple raised funds in the beginning of 2013 through the sale of digital assets known as XRP and an unregistered security offering to the investors in the United States and worldwide alike. Ripple also allegedly distributed billions of XRP in exchange for non-cash considerations such as labor market making services. According to the complaint, in addition to structuring and promoting the XRP sales used to finance the the company's business, Larsen and Garlinghouse also affected personal unregistered sales of XRP totaling approximately 600 million. So basically what happened was the SEC is claiming that Larsen and Garlinghouse got rich to the sum of personally attaining $600 million while dumping XRP onto investors. And this has been something that people have talked about a lot in the cryptocurrency community. The fact that XRP sells Ripple sells tons of XRP every month, and then whatever they don't sell, they kind of put back in escrow. People feel that the escrow bit was just to kind of make investors feel okay about what was going on, and that it shouldn't be looked at as shady that Ripple was selling XRP to fund the business's endeavors. Well, I don't know. I mean, I see it both ways. If the company it would be the same thing as if Tesla every month kept issuing new stock to raise funds to carry out the business activities. Granted, Tesla is a security, and XRP at this point doesn't have that regulatory clarity. I do believe that at this point, we're well on our way to getting that clarity that Brad Garlinghouse had wanted people to have, as well as for Ripple to have. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I've held Ripple for a long time now. I've held through pumps, offloaded through pumps. I have a goal of the amount of XRP that I'm looking to hold. But when the market starts to do what it's doing now, if your number one goal is preservation of capital and is growth in terms of your allotted cash positions or your allotted positions, you have to know when to get out. You have to know when to take profits. I'm of the belief, and again, I know when we got to 60, 75, briefly touched 92 cents, people were holding on and they really weren't thinking about selling because we wanted to know how high could this thing go. This is pretty par for the course for XRP. It kind of gives you these great exhilarating highs, and then when it starts to go low, it hits you in the gut and it hits hard. I believe, not if, but when XRP comes out on the other side of this, when XRP starts to pump again, there will be more people that will take profits because, we've seen this kind of cycle before, and people, they're going to start to think like, okay, if I've seen this a couple times over before, I need to start looking at having my own best interest at heart and selling when it's the appropriate time to sell and just, blindly holding. I'm going to go through, assuming I can get my hands on, the complaint. This might be it right here, but I'm actually going to go through this in great detail for my own knowledge. Also, I'd like to kind of do a video on it and let you guys know my findings. I believe that you can still be for a project and a smart investor at the same time. There's an opportunity here, if you're paying attention, to ascend the ranks of XRP holders. The way this thing is falling, you have to do the sensible thing and understand that, the market is not suggesting that the value is greater than the price. Right now, the market is trying to figure out where the value is in terms of the price. There's a lot of uncertainty that's going on. But I know exactly how much XRP I want to hold. And the most sensible thing for me to do at this time was to offload what I have and wait for the market to find a bottom before pushing back in. So I like a little bit where we're at now, so I may take a small allocation and push back in. But yeah, I know where I'd like to be at in terms of how much XRP I hold. I know what club I'd like to be a part of. I don't think this is something that's going to get resolved in the next 15 minutes. I think this is probably going to be something that will phase out of the public eye for a little while, and then Q1, Q2 of next year, maybe Q3 at the absolute latest, we'll probably get some more traction on this. But, right now XRP is right back in that range where XRP likes to hang out. And that's, the real annoying part, because, we were just here, a week ago, about, 5 or 6 days ago, and we're right back in this range that, we had been in for quite some time. See if I can do this right. And it's just, I'd say it's just more annoying than anything else, because it feels like as soon as, you're reaching, back here, gosh, November, so about a month ago, we had kind of broke free, ran up to 77. Some exchanges hit 92 cents. I think Coinbase had hit 92 cents briefly. And now, we're right back down. People are going to get tired of this. People are going to want to, put their money where, when growth happens, these deep retracements don't happen shortly thereafter. I think this is, again, par for the course for XRP, and this is going to have a turnoff to a lot of people. And I'm saying to myself, well, if you are going to be in this project long term, it only makes sense to try and get as much of it as you can. So when you see opportunities like this, it only makes sense to get out, and push back in when this thing has hopefully found a bottom. So that's just where I'm at. I just want to, do a video because I know there's a lot of you guys that like when I do videos about XRP. And again, if you paid attention to my channel, you know that I'm not necessarily talking or selling hopium. I give you guys the facts, what I'm able to find. I include you on what it is that I'm thinking, hence this video here. And my honest thoughts and opinions right now is I am not taking this ride with XRP. Not right now, I'm not. You guys have to make up your own decisions and do what's best for you, your families, your portfolios, and your ultimate end goal. But I'll be honest with you, I'm happy I got out when I did. And I even stuck in a little bit longer. I saw it going down, and again, I had that old XRP mentality, this is just what it does. But I would have been very, very upset if I had have rode it all the way down to where it's at now. On the bright side, we are definitely going to get regulatory clarity on the other side of this. It's only a matter of how long does it take. I think investors need to be mindful of where their money is at. Make sure it's just not dead capital sitting in an asset that's waiting to perform one way or the other. In addition to that, I will also say that everybody, and I'll do another video about this, but everybody needs to do some very deep digging and figure out what exactly security is. Do you in your heart of hearts feel that XRP is a security? Because if we just look at the definition, a financial instrument that can be traded, yeah, sure, then it fits the securities description. But then you know what? So does Bitcoin. So does Ethereum. But those two didn't get the security tag placed onto them. Bitcoin can't because it's totally decentralized. There's no office of Bitcoin that you can go to. So that one is a little bit more easier to define. But Ethereum didn't, right? And I don't think Ethereum is going to go through a reclassification, but I think there's going to need to be more boxes that XRP can check off or that XRP cannot check off in order to deem it a security one way or the other, security or for it to not be a security. So just be mindful. Technical analysis, for those of you that like doing technical analysis, I don't think that's going to have a whole lot of, it's not going to be totally useless where we're at right now, but it's not going to have a tremendous amount of merit to tell you where this thing could potentially go, because the big fundamental, the big fish, the big fundamental in the room right now is a lawsuit by the SEC. Now, a question I would propose to anyone is, So the SEC is going to sue Ripple. What's the worst that can happen? I think we can all agree if it is deemed a security, a fine will be levied. I don't think any of the execs are going to see jail time. And even if they did, does that really stop the flow of business? Like if a bank's going to do business with XRP, they're not going to do business with XRP because Brad Garlinghouse is in jail. And I'm not saying Brad Garlinghouse is going to jail. I'm simply just saying, if a fine is levied, if an exec does go to jail, it doesn't necessarily stop the business. Just thinking out loud here, I almost view this as a rite of passage, Ripple getting the attention of the SEC the way that they have it now. We've seen Bank of America get levied fines before in the past. We've seen Chase get levied fines before in the past. We've seen Wells Fargo get levied fines. In the financial space, this is almost looked at as a rite of passage. So the silver lining is, one way or the other, we will get regulatory clarity when this is all said and done. We just have to figure out, if it is deemed a security, what would the fallout be? And logically, what would the fallout be? So that's what I'm going to try to look for in videos to follow, to present to you guys. I would encourage everyone to, do their research and figure out what's the best course of action for them, their portfolios, and their families, and where they want to be when this thing is all said and done. Just want to get on here and talk briefly with you guys. Leave the comments in the comment section below. I want to know your thoughts and opinions on this. Did you get out? Are you still holding? If you got out, where did you get out at? Are you thinking about buying another position? Are you going to wait till the dust settles? What is your strategy for this? I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Peace.